Welcome to Rolling Through the Reels, a look into the film and video archive at the Baseball Hall of Fame Museum. We have thousands of hours of film, video, and audio recordings, and we want to share some of those highlights with you. You're going to see some vintage interviews and footage from Hall of Famers, some of your favorite players, fans, and anyone associated with the game. So sit back and take a look at baseball's history.
You had 2 tours of duty in the service, World War II and of course Korea, and in Korea you flew your 39 missions, and twice you could have conceivably lost your life airborne. How did you deal with the fear of mortality?
Scared to death, holding on, and I said in the cockpit, I said, if there's anybody up there who can help me, now's the time to do it. I did say that.
Was John Glenn involved?
No, he wasn't involved in any of that. I flew with John Glenn, and what a great man he is. In fact, he's probably my greatest idol.
When did you fly with him?
Oh, well, I was, after I'd come back from the service first time, well, the Marines got allotted more planes because they had to keep up with a certain percentage of strength of the Navy. And during the war, they had let the Marines drop a lot. And finally, it was time to try to rebuild the Marines, and the Commandant said, we have the pilots, and there was reserve pilots we had. And so I was called up, and next thing I knew, I was back in reserves, and I requested jets. A friend of mine had been in Korea, old Marine buddy, one of my great friends, Bill Churchman. And he said, when you get there, he said, and he'd been in Corsairs in Korea. Great, oh boy, was it a great plane. But the jets were better for what we were doing. And so I requested jets. Can't guarantee a thing, but that's what you want to try to get. Okay, but so sure enough, I got jets. And it was a break for me because I could see the logic of going in at 400 and getting out of there somewhere around 5. I thought, geez, that makes sense to me. So I applied for jets, and I got jets, which was a break for me. And, but I gotta say this, how lucky I've been in life. I know how lucky I've been in life, more than anybody will ever know. And I've lived in kind of precarious lifestyle, and precarious in sports and flying and baseball, and oh boy. So anyway, I know how lucky I've been, but the 2 things I'm proudest of in my life, wouldn't be a bad way to end this up either. The 2 things I'm proudest of in my life is that I became a Marine pilot. I worked hard. I wasn't prepared to go into that until I got into it. Then I had to work hard as hell to try to keep going, keep up. I did have reasonable flying ability. I had cars, and I'd been running up and down the highways, and I'd done a lot of shooting, and so anyway, but I think that's as great an accomplishment as I did in my life. The other thing, of course, is that I had a good baseball career, and equally as important, equally as satisfying, equally as proud of, was that I became a member of Baseball's Hall of Fame.